All right, so switching gears a little bit, I'd like to talk about how you see the CDP category evolving overall. Um, Going back to kind of where we started, if tools focused on activation aren't, if we don't consider those CDPs necessarily, what should buyers be calling them? And more importantly, how does, how they categorize that fit into the broader scheme of how they should think about building their stack?
Yeah, I mean, I think that the CDP category is just an interesting category on its own because um, depending on who you ask, it's been around potentially for, over 15 years now, right? And some say no, it was officially recognized as a category by major analysts only like 2 or 3 years ago. Um, so that's one interesting thing. The second thing is I also think we're not in the first wave of CDP. I really feel like we're in this like second wave of CDP right now. Um, and why I believe that is there were a first wave of CDP vendors that are now being swapped out for the second wave of CDP vendors. Um, and it's an interesting because, a couple of years ago, a CDP vendor might be the first quote unquote CDP vendor that was getting implemented. Now it's not always the case. Now it's more common that a previous CDP that didn't work out is now being replaced with a new one. I think the market is also interesting because there's a lot of CDP vendors who have been in this space who are now feeling like we gotta differentiate somehow. And so they'll try to find new ways to reposition their products. Um, I think that's a challenge for most CDP vendors because the more you try to come up with a new definition of what you offer, the less recognizable it is to buyers. So they're like, oh, they're not really CDP. They're like an experience data platform or something, right? So it's
Yeah.
like it becomes hard for people to recognize. So they're caught in. So CDP vendors are sort of caught in uh, this weird situation where they want to differentiate, but they can't differentiate too much that people don't actually understand what they're selling anymore. And because of that weird tension, um, I think it's going to be like tough to figure out like how you want to go to market um with trying to like how do you differentiate it in that type of